Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me, and thank you as always for your continued support. Right, so we know that the DWP don't always get things right. In fact, very often they don't get things right, and I guess some people would assume that they keep up to date with how things are going, with the latest conditions and with the latest strategies and the latest research into how to help people get back into work. But as it turns out, according to an article in the Canary, that's not necessarily the case. So I'm going to show you the article now, and you can take a look and let me know what you think down in the comments. Okay, so yeah, this is in the Canary, and it says DWP caught using evidence from 20 years ago to punish claimants. Now, the National Audit Office has released a scathing report condemning the Department for Work and Pensions over its management of job centres, highlighting severe shortfalls, outdated models and a deteriorating performance. Most concerningly, the department is using a support model to deal with claimants based on evidence from 20 years ago, before universal credit even existed. With significant gaps in staffing and support, the DWP is accused of consistently failing to meet claimants' needs and government employment ambitions. Moreover, the report completely undermines the Labour government's supposed reforms of the DWP, showing even by its own callous measures they won't be enough anyway. The NAO report reveals a stark shortfall in work coaches at job centres, identifying a deficit of approximately 2,100 coaches in the first half of 24-25 alone, an alarming 10.9% below required numbers. Such shortfalls are hardly a new phenomenon. Indeed, these gaps have persisted over the last 3 years, exacerbated by insufficient funding and challenges in recruitment and retention. This lack of adequate staffing means the DWP has frequently needed to prioritise certain claimant groups over others, often neglecting those in the light touch category. As a consequence, around 900,000 claimants in this group, who earn above the lowest thresholds but still require substantial support, are often left without the necessary guidance. But perhaps most concerningly is the exposure of the DWP's outdated approach. The current support model is based on evaluations dating back between 2005 and 2015, long before universal credit became the primary benefit system. Specifically, the NAO noted that one of the evidence based on the DWP used was a 2005 job seekers allowance intervention pilot. The results of this trial showed that excusing claimants from meetings with work coaches or conducting meetings over the telephone increased the time claimants spent on job seekers allowance when compared with fortnightly face-to-face meetings during the first 13 weeks of a claim. Two other evaluations were used where more punitive levels of dealing with claimants were recommended, like increased frequency of face-to-face meetings. These evaluations failed to consider the current socio-economic conditions, modern employment challenges, or the broad implementation of universal credit. Yet the DWP will right now be punishing claimants for failing to meet this outdated regimen. DWP itself admits to these limitations, yet continues to rely heavily on this outdated system. Now it goes on to talk about caseloads. Regular interactions between claimants and work coaches central to this model have been severely compromised due to staffing shortages. Job centres forced to use flexible measures to manage caseloads, frequently reduce the duration and frequency of claimant meetings, directly undermining the stated objective of providing a tailored, comprehensive support. And it goes on to say that Labour did commit to providing an extra 1,000 work coaches, but they are around 2,100 coaches short of where they should be. So this is only going to be plugging the gap. It's not going to be actually making anything better, because apparently this is down to recruitment and retention problems. And they've also, of course, got this new £55 million new digital and support system that they're going to bring in, but that's going to take time. It's not going to happen straight away. So it looks as though the DWP are, for some things anyway, using outdated data by which to judge their reactions and what they do. So it looks as though, this is something that's been going on for a long time. Obviously, this is not just a Labour situation. The Conservatives, are just as culpable in this situation. They didn't do anything to update the job centres or to make them, fit for purpose, if you want to use that phrase. So this is basically the DWP using outdated data to try and get people back into work. So it's definitely not going to work, and it's also going to mean that people who perhaps should have support I'm not getting it. But let me know down in the comment section what you think about this. I'd love to hear your thoughts as always. If you've got this far, please do consider subscribing for more news like this on the DWP and benefits, and I'll see you next time.